Welcome back to Building Character, where we figure out how to play as your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. Join the Patreon to vote for Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn or Tubi from Nier Automata, and like and subscribe to be your rival's main rival next time you play. Maybe. Today we're building Sagat from Street Fighter, a master of Muay Thai, and a big fan of tigers. Would naming all of your attacks after tiger things help make him viable in Dungeons & Dragons? No. We'll talk about it. Let's start off with our goals for this build. First, we need Muay Thai, a fighting style that turns every part of your body into a weapon. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes is actually a song about Muay Thai. Fun fact. Next, we need to shoot a fireball. That's not a part of traditional Muay Thai. That's just a Sagat thing. Finally, we'll adopt, not shop, getting ourselves a tiger cub. Happy 2022. I'm not making any references to Joe Exotic in this video, beyond pointing out that I'm not mentioning him. That's a 2-year-old reference at this point. Conceive of the inevitability of time and weep. For stats, we're using the standard point buy from the player's handbook. Roll for stats if you want. Just keep your multi-classing minimums in mind. Strength, constitution, and dexterity can all get jacked up to 14 because, well, Sagat is jacked. He's over 7 feet tall and battles bare-chested. Sorry, tiger-chested. Forgot about the stripe. Wisdom at 13, eventually you're going to chill out and get a cat, so we'll need some animal handling. Charisma at 9 and intelligence at 8. Sagat didn't have any formal schooling. He learned how to fight on the streets, like some sort of fight streeter. Sagat is a human, not a Goliath because he's tall, and not a tabaxi because he likes cats. He can grab a feat like Fighting Initiate for unarmed fighting styles, letting you deal 1d8 bludgeoning damage with your unarmed attacks as long as you have 2 free hands, 1d6 if you're holding something, and 1d4 to a creature you have grappled once per round. A person is really the only thing you'd want to hold. Sagat has some pretty cool throws. Keep in mind, any attack you make with your body is an unarmed attack. If you want to use Muay Thai, just remember to describe your attacks properly when you roleplay. Elbow to the face, knee to the gut, elbow to the knee. That'd be weird. Bump your strength and constitution with your 2 free points. Take insight for your skill of choice to know when Ryu pretends to lose to you, and acrobatics and deception from your background because Dan doesn't realize you pretended to lose to him, and acrobatics because you're nimble. We'll kick things off as a barbarian to kick things harder than any other class at level 1. All of you were debating whether fighters with unarmed fighting were better than monks, but you forgot about barbarians with unarmed fighting, the best unarmed fighters. Grab 2 skills from the barbarian list like athletics and intimidation, then use unarmored defense to make your AC 10 plus your dexterity and constitution when you're dressed like a tiger. Tigers don't wear armor, but the key to kicking harder than anyone else is rage, which lets you deal extra damage with strength-based attacks, resist bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage, and gain advantage on strength checks and saves for a minute. Worth noting that bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage covers 90% of the Street Fighter tournament, excluding fireballs and Blanca's lightning and Bison's psychic stuff and poison from Fang, but everyone is punching and kicking, and you're better at taking those hits. Second level barbarians get reckless attacks, letting you make your attacks with advantage, though your enemies will get advantage on their attacks against you. It's pretty simple punish state, basic fighting game stuff. Surprised you haven't heard of it. You also get danger sense, giving you advantage on dexterity saving throws against spells and traps you can see, helping you avoid the bigger fireballs from the yoga guy. Pretty sure there's no yoga technique that lets you breathe fire. That sounds made up. Third level barbarians can get their tiger on as a totem warrior, specifically with a tiger totem. The totem spirit of the tiger gives you an extra 10 feet of horizontal jump distance and 3 extra feet to your jump height. It's obviously the best totem option. What do the other ones get? Oh my god, what? Okay, look folks, bear totem is best by like a gigantic margin, but we can't always choose bear. And today I want to talk about tiger because I want to see if a tiger totem has any viable use. For now, you also get an extra skill from the barbarian list like perception. You might be missing an eye, but that one you have is putting in good work. Fourth level barbarians get an ability score improvement, round up your strength and constitution, more accurate punches, better AC, and more HP all on the same level. Odd numbers are bad, but it's kind of fun when you can round 2 of them up in the same ability score improvement. Fifth level barbarians get an extra attack, letting you make 2 attacks with your action instead of 1, each of which gets a little extra damage from rage for some spicy combos. You also get fast movement, making you 10 feet faster when you're not wearing armor. Obviously, being 7 feet tall gives you some long strides. 6th level totem barbarians can get another aspect of the beast, and for tiger, that means 2 skills from a short list. We'll go for stealth and survival. It's worth noting, you don't have to choose the same totem every time, so you could start with a bear totem, then grab tiger totem here. This tiger totem isn't completely useless, mostly because all the options for this level are pretty bad. Tiger at least will help you outside of combat. 7th level barbarians get feral instinct, giving you advantage on initiative rolls and instinctive pounce, letting you move half your movement speed with the same bonus action you used to activate your rage. Obviously, you're going to do much better in a melee fight since we don't have your fireball yet. 8th level barbarians get another ability score improvement, bump your strength up. We're still in Sagat's anger phase. That means he's going to want to hit harder. 9th level barbarians get brutal critical, letting you add an extra damage die when you critically hit. Pairing that with reckless attack, you'll be critting twice as often, turning Ryu into Dayu. That joke only works if you pronounce Ryu like a normie. Ryu into Dayu. Gross. 10th level totem barbarians become spirit walkers, letting them cast commune with nature as a ritual, giving you 3 pieces of information about a 3-mile radius so you know what's going on in town when you fly in for their tournament. Try to find local foods, restaurants that aren't in your hometown. Good travel tip. 11th level barbarians get relentless rage, meaning that if you drop to 0 HP while you're raging, you can make a DC 10 constitution saving throw to drop to 1 HP instead, increasing in difficulty by 5 every time you succeed. Just get some perfect blocks off. It gets a little harder the more often people hit you. 12th level barbarians get another ability score improvement, cap your strength score to be the most masterful Muay Thai fighter in the tournament. I think you're the only one, or at least the only one who declares they're using Muay Thai. Lots of mixed martial arts in there. 13th level barbarians get another brutal critical die for up to 3d8 from an elbow. Elbows are wicked sharp. Have you ever had anyone accidentally bump your back with an elbow? It's like a bone knife. 14th level totem barbarians get 1 more totemic attunement, and tiger style lets you make an attack as a bonus action while you're raging, as long as you move 20 feet in a straight line, and the creature is larger or smaller. This is terrible. This is so bad. Berserker gets bonus action attacks at level 3, albeit with a penalty, but no restrictions. Dipping to monk for 1 level would let you make an unarmed attack as a bonus action, which is effectively the same thing for an unarmed fighting barbarian. Glad we got to talk about it though. I just like it when we talk. How are you doing? 15th level barbarians get persistent rage, meaning your rage will only end early when you want it to, so don't worry if you weren't able to close some distance to hit people, even though you have really good speed and jumping distance, and that's gonna get better in a second here. 16th level barbarians get another ability score improvement. Let's work on your constitution score for better AC and more HP. Despite some underwhelming abilities of Tiger Totem, the rest of Barbarian will still make you a really good melee fighter, as long as you get the multi-ability dependent stats rights. You gotta be mad if you're a barbarian. But now, it's time to relax. Realize revenge is bad, and the path to peace is getting a cat. First level rangers get another skill like animal handling, and canny for expertise in a skill like animal handling to start cuddling your new pet. You also get a favorite enemy. You'll have advantage on tracking. Humans are a good option, and if you pick humanoids, you can pick a second one like Works for Blanca. That guy can't be human, right? He is human. I made a video about it. Second level ranger is where it really kicks off, giving you a fighting style like druidic warrior to grab 2 cantrips from the druid list like produce flame, which lets you conjure a ball of fire you can throw with a ranged spell attack, dealing 4d8 fire damage on hit. Resistance gives a creature a d4 they can add to their next saving throw if you want some extra help avoiding fireballs. You could also learn ranger spells like Hunter's Mark, give yourself advantage tracking 1 creature and an extra d6 of damage to your attacks against them, so your unarmed attacks can deal 1d8 plus 1d6 damage each, basically a d14. I said basically. I know a d8 and a d6 have different numbers and odds, but it's like basically the same thing. Long Strider will make your legs longer so you can run 10 feet faster, helping you close the gap because your fireballs are not very good. Third level rangers get what we're here for, a tiger from the Beastmaster Conclave, if that's the conclave you choose. That will give you a beast of the land. Check out these stats in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. You can command it with a bonus action to attack and do other things. Sagat doesn't fight with his tiger, but he does get a tiger, and tigers are great. Our capstone is the 4th level of ranger for 1 last ability score improvement. Cap off your constitution modifier for 20 more HP, helping you endure all the hits from all the street fighters. Now that we've hit level 20, let's figure out how viable this build is. First, you're beefy. With over 200 HP and resistance to the most common damage types for 5 minutes a day. You're also really mobile with giant jumps and extra movement speed to close the distance and begin melee fighting people. That's what you're best at. Finally, you're pretty great at punching with a +9 damage modifier while raging to punch people very consistently. For weaknesses, Tiger Totem's bad. Pretty much every totem's bad, except Bear. And honestly, even Bear with the exception of the first ability being busted. But jumping good? Not as good as resistance to all but 1 type of damage. You also don't have any good ranged options with the fireball you're using having a +1 modifier. You're just gonna miss people who are spamming projectiles. Finally, the Barbarian capstone is really good and Beastmaster is not good. Getting a tiger isn't a responsible decision, but is it an adorable decision? Yeah! So get a pet, play a bad subclass, just have fun, punch, kick, and elbow your way to the top of the tournament. Just watch out for projectile spammers. How could they have the guile to fight so disrespectfully? Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe for more. We make 2 videos every week. Join the Patreon to vote for 2B from Nier Automata or Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn, and sub to Tulok and Mango for more Tulok fun.